Well, I'd like to say, better late than never. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Check Swing Podcast. You know what? And I still didn't get everything set up. Yeah, we're starting a little bit late, y'all. We're a little behind the eight ball, but it's all good. We got a lot of show to get into. We're gonna be here with y'all for a while. The NBA finals are over, so and the Phillies played already. So there's really not too many things that you're missing right now. So you might as well chill here with us. This is where we are. Now, with all that being said, I'm going to welcome you back again to the Check Swing Podcast. And the Check Swing Podcast is hosted by myself and, of course, by my man, Coach Miguel, who's down in
Baltimore having big fun.
And he has, should I say, like a major in that? I think we got something to give him, right, Miguel?
So prior to your accidental cord kick,
it's not what it was.
What was it?
We'll get to that later.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to mess up your momentum.
All right, so we were going to do a cold open where it was going to open up with this brief video celebrating a monumental thing that we were going to announce last week, but unfortunately we had to, things came up and we couldn't air last week. But I would let the video speak for itself. So Justin, you don't have to ask me how things are with me. This is my response.
Awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations to you, to your boys, to Visions Academy. Vision Select. I always say Visions Academy.
You always say Academy,
yeah. Congratulations to you guys. You guys been putting in that work. Was that all from the championship game or championship series?
So it was a championship game. We played it at Ripken Stadium up in Aberdeen. We were assigned Yankee Stadium. And then last night, or today's Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So last night, the last two pictures were actually from the All-Star game, which we played at 8:00 last night at Yankee Stadium once again. So we had 5 representatives. And that one clip where you saw our MVP, his name's Clifford Johnson V.
The fifth. Woo! That's a lineage.
I know.
You don't get too many fifths.
You don't get too many seconds or thirds either to make it a fifth.
Thirds are more common. I grew up with a third. You rarely see a fourth, but a fifth. Ooh wee.
I mean, I'm drinking a fifth now.
It's probably going to be a sixth.
A sixth, maybe traditions. You know, it's time to start new traditions. You know what I mean?
Now that'd be dope. Like I want to know how far. I mean, I won't be alive, but How far can they get to the 10th, 11th? Like that would be pretty dope.
What wasn't there a King Louis the 14th or something like that?
Yes.
So,
Yes, there
all
was.
right, I'll tell
But I
Clifford.
don't know. I don't know, and this is not what the show is about. But I don't know that King Louis the 14th was necessary. The 14th Louis, whatever Montague or whatever, Capulet, whatever they might be. I don't know. But it's kind of like, and I'm just making it up right now because it feels right. Like you got Pope John Paul II.
But it's different with the popes because remember the popes have their names changed.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I
So
feel like maybe in the monarchy, maybe they changed their names, or I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm making it up. I have no idea. But anyway, tell us about the fifth. I'm sorry.
um so the fifth he wound up being the MVP.
Mhm.
He's a left-handed hitter. He pitches. He's a very good left-handed pitcher. Good stuff. Hits to the gaps. He's mainly an opposite field hitter, which is something that's kind of unheard of nowadays. Always hits to left center. Plays great defense. Very smart. And he's these kids literally are just getting ready to start high school, so we have a lot of good athletes on the squad. But I was saying on the caption it said his name, and then underneath it was PTL. So there's a running joke on the squad. We always say "Praise the Lord, Cliff," because he's heavily involved in the church and stuff like that. So
Mm.
it's just a
Amen.
running joke.
PCO, praise the Lord. Hold up.
PTL, praise
Oh,
the Lord.
PTM. Okay, I'm about to say I don't fit, but okay, now it makes sense to me now. Makes sense to me. Well, congratulations to you guys. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome. Championships are always a great feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if you read, you saw in the picture. You saw Coach Raul and Coach Corey. They were all there. The whole organization was there that
Yeah.
day. It was
Were you coaching first?
Yes, I was the first base coach. Um, so the atmosphere was just it was absolutely amazing. And it's great to see like families like because we're all busy and stuff like that, but to you saw a lot of families come out to support their kids, and you can see the gleam in their eyes, and they were extra pumped, and
What was
they
the
did
final
well. The final score was 17-7. So the walk off was the 10-run rule.
Okay. Okay.
So
Because I'm like, you guys were at bat last, and like y'all had to walk off, but y'all won by 10. What in the hell is going on?
right. So it was the walk off. So the first person, Zakai Jones, he's our shortstop. One of the best shortstops I want to say that I've seen in a long time. Great potential. He hit that grand slam because the field is pretty big, so it was pretty clean. Like it was right down the left field line over the head of the third baseman. Um, and I don't know how he didn't make the All-Star team, but I think he should have made it. And it was close for a couple innings because we decided that probably like the third or fourth inning we were going to let him come back. So I think it was. I want to say it was 7-1. Then it was 9-7 us, and then we were like, all right, we got to put let's get the pedal to the metal going, and then they closed it out. So
I feel like you're using this as your post game press conference.
no.
You already had one. All right, so I do have a question.
Uh-oh. I
Who
plead
was the
innocent. I
first,
plead innocent of all charges.
who was the first person to tell that kid you shouldn't have swung at that pitch, but good job?
So the
Who?
kid that got the I was about to say the kid that got the game winning shot. So
Mhm,
Keyshawn Williams, he's come a long way.
mhm.
He's only about maybe I think his second year of playing baseball ever, maybe his third.
Awesome.
And he started out as a second
That
baseman,
kid
and
is
he
awesome.
struggled. Yeah, he started out as our second baseman, but he struggled. There was things that he just didn't understand. He wasn't getting certain concepts. He didn't hit in the beginning, but he worked. You know what I mean? And then he found a spot in the outfield. And we call him Chuckles because he's always smiling. You can yell in his face. He's like, okay, yeah, right. He just smiles all the time. But pleasant kid, hard worker. And then he kind of started hitting, a little bit later. But defensively, he's actually been pretty steady. So he's
All right,
come a
then
long
for the
way.
rest of the show, I'm gonna call you Coach Sirianni.
No, because I don't.
Well, you pulled a Coach Sirianni just now.
How so? I don't sound like a prick from South Jersey.
Well, here's what you did. You did what Sirianni does. I'm gonna explain exactly what you did, and then we're gonna move on because we got a lot of show to get to. Um,
And one of my players is commenting.
yeah, there's quite a few comments up there. Um, I asked you a specific question. You did a whole lot of talking just now and explaining, but you didn't answer the question. And that's what Sirianni does all the time.
I'm sorry. I thought I did.
We're going to move on. We're going to move on because we got some professional baseball we want to talk about. Your favorite team, my favorite team, they got their heads hit today. They got their heads hit today. But let's catch up a little bit because we were not on last week. So let's catch up a little bit. Let's recap. Not recap. We're going to catch up a little bit. The Phillies picked up an outfielder, Derek Hill from the White Sox. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, he had a pretty good series against us a few weeks back. If I remember
yes,
correct.
yes, and it's the only good series he's had in his career.
So and honestly, I got to be honest with you, I wasn't. That's the only thing I know about Derek Hill is that he played well against the Phillies this year. I didn't even know he existed.
Mhm.
But the so all right. So Chase Hodges said, "I'm not going to mention you lied," and he's putting the crying face up. Chase,
Because
what's up, Chase Hodges?
I was getting,
HHS. Chase Hodges hates. I'm guessing that's what that says. What's up, man?
yeah, so Chase is our third baseman, pseudo closer.
Oh, so he's a little crazy.
Yeah,
Got to be crazy to play third base and closer
right, right.
and catcher too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's a steady hand at third base when he's not throwing it into right field. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
So because Adolis Garcia went down with an injury that I think what they say it's 6 weeks or
Yeah,
6.
he tore his freaking trap muscle or something like that.
Well, so terrible, right? But I say at least it wasn't like his labrum. He can come back this year. I thought it was like his labrum or his like rotator cuff or something like that, and I was like, he's done for the season. But he come back, and the terrible thing about it, well, I shouldn't say the terrible thing, but the sad thing about it is it happened at a time when his bat was really coming around. And he got off to
Mhm.
a real slow start first couple months of the season, but his bat is starting to come around. So in the notes here, what you put about Hill, okay? You said he batted 213 with 4 home runs and 80 at bats in limited action with the White Sox, right?
Mhm.
And then, so I need you to explain something to me, Miguel, because I know you understand the game better than me. I admit to that. I have no problem admitting to that. You understand the strategy and some of the concepts. You understand contracts. You understand the minor league system. You understand a lot of that stuff more than I do. I just understand the X's and O's, right? They traded for Derek Hill, but then also bought up Rincon Jr.,
Gabriel Ricoñez Jr.
Ricoñez Jr. What was the point of the trade, or what was the point of bringing? What? Explain that to me, because really don't understand what that's about.
So they're gonna platoon Hill and Gabriel. Um, so Gabriel got injured. I want to say
You're talking about
beginning.
Rincon.
Riconis, right? I believe he got injured this beginning of this season, so he was making a comeback. But he's a big dude, like 6'4", 220, whatever. But rather than try to find, I guess, one guy to fill the void, they want to have two and split the time. Riconis has been killing right hand pitching, plain and simple. And I believe it was his first at bat in the big leagues. You saw the home run that he hit almost to the upper deck. So,
Don't worry about the comments. Just concentrate on what you know.
thanks. So
You can check the comments out later on. I implore everybody to check the show out when it's over too.
right,
Rewatch all the stuff that's happening.
and so Hill does better against left-hand pitching. So obviously, it's a better scenario to have a platoon versus having Hill start all these games and Riconia. And this is Riconia's. He's been in the system for what I want to say 4 or 5 years now. So they want to, Phillies have this thing of bringing up players gradually. So we'll see what he has, but that's
I
the
got to be
idea.
honest with you. The answer is boring me. I thought there was going to be a little more.
That's
A little
that. It's
I mean, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I'm not saying you're boring. Remember the answers, but I thought there was going to be a little more juice to it, and it's really a platoon situation.
yeah.
That was I don't know. I just put I'll put Marlon's comment back up in there. Um, I'm with you on that one, Marlon. I don't I'm with you on that. We can get into that another time. But he says go out and get Trout or Buxton. Yeah,
I would
I
not touch.
like
I
Trout.
wouldn't. I wouldn't touch Trout with a 10-foot pole. I would. I like Buxton, but I
I
also
like
like.
Buxton, but he doesn't. I think Buxton goes anyway. Goes to Atlanta.
Why
He has a
Atlanta?
no trade clause, and Atlanta's home for him. Georgia's home for him.
Well, then keep him down there. I would go. I would go get Joe Adele.
Super strikeout Joe Adele.
Super strikeout. I mean, he's healthy. He hits for power, and he's a great defender. He's basically a slightly smaller Adolis Garcia.
Adolis Garcia strikes out a lot.
True.
That's the last thing we need is another player that strikes out a lot. To me, in my opinion, we have plenty of those. Plenty.
Yeah, but we don't have a right-handed bat that strikes out a ton.
Yeah, we do.
we need
There's
we
Adolis
need a
Garcia.
right-hander that strikes out a ton.
Let me see something. What was the score to today's game? I'm trying to figure. It was like 12-2 or something crazy, right?
12,
12-5
12
or
to
something.
4. 12,
12-4.
12 to 4, and Andrew Painter lasted 2 1/3 innings or something like that.
It was crazy because I forgot the game started this afternoon, and I just happened to look at my phone, and the score was right on my phone, and it was like 5-0, and I was like, "Oh man, I forgot about the game." So I thought it was almost time to go home because the score was 5-0. I was like, "All right, well, must be almost time to go home." Let me get that getting going home feeling, right? And I looked, and it was
Mhm.
only like the second inning. I said, "You got to be kidding me! You got to be kidding me!" This the Painter, Painter's going to go back down, and if he
Yeah.
doesn't go back down, then
So
we're gonna lose service.
he officially went down. He was called back down to AAA about an hour ago, so he's done.
Oh well, there you go. Hey, I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Oop. Uh-oh. So hopefully he gets himself together. Maybe he'll reconnect with his fastball. Something. Because they decided to not sign Ranger to bring up Painter. Um they also got rid of and they needed to. Taiwan Walker, they need to get rid of him. But they're still paying them. They should have just kept him around because you're paying them for nothing. Pay me to sit at home, please.
You know who else we're still paying?
Nick Castellanos. And what was it you? I don't think it was you because I don't think I talked to you on the phone since he got cut. But somebody was like, "Yeah, go out and get Nick Castellanos for what? We've been there, done that." He said, "Well, he didn't like the fact that Topper wasn't a player. Don Mattingly's a player, and blah blah blah." It didn't help him at the plate either way.
It didn't help him in San Diego either because he had a player.
Absolutely didn't help him in San Diego because now he's out of a job. Man, let me see. Here we go. Marlon said, "I would say they need another starting pitcher instead of another bat." They do now. They do now.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
mean,
think they
we're
were
going
hoping
to see a lot of
for
bullpen games. That with the what's the trade deadline is what, end of July now.
end of July. Yes.
So end of July, like I don't know, man. I don't know about these Phils. I mean, I think they're still going to compete. I think they're still going to make the playoffs. But the
This
future's
year,
bleak.
this year the trade deadline is on August 3rd, actually. So it's a couple of
August
days.
3rd. Okay. So they
Something
get
like
into August. There's going to be a move. But as far as the last few years are concerned, especially with Dombrowski,
that. Hmm.
the moves he made, the deadline moves that he made or didn't make, they really didn't move the needle. I mean, Bader was decent. Bader did well until he got hurt. Unfortunately, he got hurt. Bader, he was on a little hot streak, and I think guy to listen to play. And as soon as he got hurt, as soon as he went down, that was all she wrote for the Phillies.
And
Um,
on a light note, Harrison Bader is actually hitting 170 this year.
yeah, he ain't doing all that great, and people were upset that the Phillies didn't re-sign him, and it's actually looking like a good move that they didn't re-sign him. Um, Trey Turner was hitting the wrist the other night against the Marlins. X-rays were negative, so we're glad to hear that. There was a lot of talk up here. I don't know what you were hearing down there, Miguel, if anything, but there was a lot of talk up here about Trey sitting down a game or two or three, just to like get away from baseball and come back refreshed.
You know what? It's funny to me how that seems to be that happened with Bone. Remember, he sat for what 2 or 3 games, and then all of a sudden he finally kind of recaptured certain things. I'm like, what is it that they need to literally like remove themselves from baseball for like 4 days to a week? It just seems to be happening a lot more, and
That's a good question, and I'm going to try to answer it from my own perspective. Okay. Okay. Um. um. And I don't know if this is the case with them or not, right? But do you have you ever been in a place in your life where you're seeing something or hearing something or experiencing something over and over and over again to the point where it really doesn't move the needle for you?
everything the Phillies and the Sixers have done in the last
Well, I didn't mean like
5 years.
that. I didn't mean like that, but okay, I'll take that. Um, so I'll put it like this.
Because that's the definition of insanity.
I'll put it like this: the when you see let's just say this: if you throw me a fastball every single pitch when we playing bait, every single pitch you throw me a fastball, you throw me a fast. We like to play the game. If you're throwing me a pitch, a fastball every pitch, eventually I'm going to see that. I'm going to have it timed. I'm going to hit it without any type of issue, right?
Mhm.
And then it becomes like I'm not even thinking about it anymore, and it's almost happening like automatically. right? In my mind, sometimes what happens to people is when you get to that automatic phase, it can go one of two ways. It can go superstar route, you can't be stopped, or it can go the I don't want to say it can go like you what's the word this is not the term I'm thinking of. I lost the term real quick, but like you don't appreciate it as much, and you don't approach it the same way because it's so easy. And then what you end up doing is losing that you lose the you lose the value you had. I guess that's not the right term, but you lose what you had when you were in that rhythm. Boom, boom. You lose that rhythm because it became so easy. Now you lost it. Now you're fighting trying to get that same feeling back, and it's hard to get that feeling back. You got to kind of ease into that back into that feeling because you didn't automatically jump into the the good feeling, right? And I know I'm rambling and probably not making sense, but trust me, it's making sense to me. Okay, um, and it's like you just you come it becomes mundane and it's not the same for you anymore, and now you're trying to find out how to get it back. Um, I'll use this as a better example. I should have thought of this first. The home run contest. People go into the home run contest. Alec Bohm. I'll use him as a perfect example. A couple years was it last year, 2 years ago? He went to the home run derby and he was hitting home runs. He had a powerful bat.
Mhm.
Got out of the home run derby, got out of the home run contest, and hitting home runs it just wasn't happening for him anymore. I kind of attribute it to something like that, where you're seeing it and you're doing this thing every single time. Maybe adjustment has been made, and you can't really make the adjustment back.
And that's a good analogy because that's happened to a lot of players who have
So
done the
glad you
home run derby. Um, I remember, was it Robinson Cano? It was somebody from one of the New York teams that did the home run derby, and then all of a sudden he couldn't hit for anything. The second half of the season, I think they wound up hitting like one or two home runs the rest of the way, and it took them like another whole season to kind of get that swing back. And that's why a lot of players don't do the home run derbies because they're scared like it'll kind of ruin their swing.
right.
So yeah, that definitely does make sense.
I'm so glad you said that. Struggling
You're
trying to get
welcome.
everything out, but I got it nonetheless. Um, I'm sorry. Let me go back. Brandon Marsh. I almost used him as an example, but I don't want to jinx him. But Brandon Marsh is hot right now. It's fire, leading the league in batting. Who saw that coming? Not me.
You know what though? Now's the time to trade him.
Yeah, I figured you was going there.
Because, dude, in a trade, you have to trade something of value or someone of
No, you're
value,
right.
right?
You're right.
You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
How many times have we waited? We're still waiting for Aaron Nola to be a Cy Young Award winner. And we realized this four
That,
years ago that he's not going to be a Cy Young Award winner.
yeah, that time has passed, right? But I feel like your strategy doesn't sustain championship quality.
What do you mean?
You want to trade your best bat in the lineup right now when the rest of your lineup is garbage. I don't. I mean, I know what you're saying. Like you're right in what you're saying as far as he's probably not going to bring you as much value as he could bring you today.
Mhm.
Right? We don't know if he's going to sustain that. Other teams don't know if he's going to sustain it. Right? But if there's somebody out there that believes he can sustain it, I don't know how much you're going to get back for that. Like I
Right.
wouldn't trade him right now for prospects unless you're deciding this this time is over for this group. It's time to build for the future.
Well, I think we're almost at that point because Schwarber leads the major leagues in home runs again, and we're still talking about we're still having the same conversations. Either somebody's injured or a group of players are injured or Trey's still struggling at the plate in the beginning of the, you know what I mean? Like it just, we're having the same conversations since the Phillies last went to the World Series, and it's like just like we had the same conversations about the Sixers not coming out of the second round for the 13th time in the last 20 years. It's like something at some point something drastic has to change, and I do like the fact that they're calling some players up. Like Rico Yes, Marshawn is now the pretty much the go to backup catcher. They took it. They did take the chance on Painter. I think the hope is that because he's 2 years removed from the Tommy John surgery, right?
Well, this is year 2, right? He's
This is
in
year. This is year two, and this is usually the year where okay, it's either going to be it's you kind of have a feel for which way he's going to go. The first year is always kind of like the mulligan, like he's getting strength back, getting his location back. But right now, his confidence is just like, and the good thing is that he's still getting strikeouts because in the 2 innings today, he did strike out 3. So that is kind of promising. But in between, like they're completely crushing his pitches, which leads me to believe like he's either leaving the ball up in the zone, just throwing like fat pancakes, or he's just not hitting his spots, or a combination of the two.
So I know what you're saying about he's getting strikeouts, and that's a good thing. But in this situation, I don't agree with. I mean, it's a good thing. It is a good thing he's getting strike. He struck 3 guys out.
Mhm.
But anybody can miss me with that when you're getting shelled.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
and strike
I'm not
3 guys.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that is like oh he's gonna be fine, but it is one telltale sign that okay he still has he has swing miss ability. So at least there's that. But why is he getting shelled in between? It could be a mental thing because people don't understand like what it takes to come back from a Tommy John surgery. And I think I don't know if it was a 30 for 30 or they were following there was a pitcher from Atlanta, Tim Hudson, right? And they literally had cameras around him for like a year and a half, and it followed the entire process from the surgery, from them getting the scavenger, what's it called, the meat from the one part of your leg that doesn't ever get used, and using that to replace the tendon here. The fact that he had the heat and ice for like 6 hours a day, couldn't throw a baseball, had to do all the other exercises in between, and then the strenuous PT trying to get the tendon to move again after like 3 months. Like it's such a process, and it's such a drain on the brain. And the sad thing is, or the challenging thing is like since that thing came out, this was like maybe I don't know 12, 13 years ago. Um, PCL injuries, arm injuries have gone up almost like triple since then. So it's like that's enough to
So
wear on anybody.
what you're saying, I guess, holds water. But like you said, this is his second year since
Mhm.
the surgery. So he went through the 5, 6 hours of heat and ice. He went through a whole season last year getting shelled in the
Mhm.
minors. So you said something about confidence earlier. I don't know if he had confidence coming into the season, to be honest with you.
Which is valid.
Because he got shelled all year last year, which
Well,
I
that's
was
not.
surprised he got. He got shelled last year, and they say it's time for you to be on the big club.
Mm, that's a lot. Or it could be one of those things like has happened with a lot of the Baltimore players here. They may have overvalued them.
Maybe
Maybe he is a bust.
It seems like we tend to do that with our prospects quite a bit. Marlon said, "Would you suggest, as far as hitting, a good approach would be to hit off the fastball?"
I mean, that's yes, because it's easier to adjust from a fastball to a curveball or to anything off speed, and that's what we were kind of brought up on. But you're hunting fastball pretty much all the time, and you adjust to the smaller stuff. Even if the pitcher that you're facing, throws more off speed stuff, you're still kind of hunting fastball.
So I didn't understand the question.
Well,
And
I answered it.
asking, is he asking? Is he saying would a good approach to be to not chase the fast or to like what I'm not sure what the
I answered it the way that I thought he asked it because
and
he's
what
talking about approach. Would you suggest, as far as hitting, a good approach would be to hit off the fastball? Meaning, the way that I'm hearing it is to hit looking for the fastball.
okay.
That I mean, if I don't want to put words in his mouth either, but that's the way that I'm kind of reading that.
And the fastball is the easiest pitch to hit, even though it's a very hard pitch to hit. It's easy because I mean most fastballs. I'm not talking about the cut fastball. I'm not talking about the sink. Your generic fastball is a flat pitch. It's just you just have to have a faster reaction than every other pitch.
Mhm.
The curveballs, if you don't know the pitcher, if you don't know the pitcher's tendencies, and a lot of times, let's just say travel ball, a lot of these guys don't know the pitcher's tendency because a lot of times they're seeing people for the first time. You don't know how much the curveball breaks or the slider slides or whatever the case may be. And you also may not know, but you'll figure it out quick, how much velocity comes off the fastball when they throw the changeup. I didn't say that. You knew what I was saying, but I didn't say that correctly. How much velocity comes off the ball when they throw the changeup, right? When you go from your fast to your change. Marlon also said I'd trade Marsh after the season. Now, here's what I'll respond to with that. To Miguel's point, the best time to trade Marsh would probably be right now. Because now, I mean, he's hot right now. He's hot. He's hotter than he's ever been in his career right now. You don't know. You don't know if that's going to be sustained, right? However, if it is sustained, then you have a real big decision to make at the end of the season. Do you trade the hottest bet in the league that is young, a young hot bet, or do you keep him and try to build around him because you know your team is getting older? Or no,
I mean,
your team is older.
I wouldn't be opposed to building around Marsh and then Crawford and center,
Mhm.
and even Ricoñas and Wright, because if for nothing else, at least your outfield is faster. So
Outfield's
you
faster,
you,
very
you
defensively sound.
right, and people forget. Even I had to be reminded today about Johan Rojas coming back after his 80 game suspension.
Well, he's
And
hurt. He's done for the season.
right, and his PCL. But I'm saying him coming back from all of that next year. But again, the knock on him is that he just can't hit.
Can't,
You know what I mean?
he can't hit.
Um,
He'll be on the field late in games for defense, but like you said, the outfield. If it's a Marsh Crawford, Ricoñez Jr. outfield, we kind of assume that's going to be a solid outfield. Where does Rojas fit in? He's a pinch hitter. He's a pinch runner,
pinch runner or late defensive sub, like you said. Yeah,
but he's got a great arm. So you put that, you're wasting an arm.
he's
But
got a great arm and he plays great deep. Right,
plays great defense, got a great arm, can't hit the ball. You
right.
trade for him, you're not going to get a lot of value for that because guys with great arms and can play defense come a dime a dozen in major leagues and in the minors. It's the hitting part that really moves the needle. Um, Real quick, I just want to go into I really want, well, more so want to go into the National League All Star voting. The first ballot numbers have leaked. Okay, the second base numbers got kind of messed up, but I know Ozzy Albies is leading second base vote getters. I don't have the number. Oh, is that the number here?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have the numbers.
517,147 votes. That's at the time of the leak 2 days ago.
Who
And
leaked this information?
say again.
I said, who leaked this information?
That's a good question. I don't know,
You
but
want to show?
everybody has it.
Right. You want to pop it up on the thing?
Uh,
No.
see if I can do it without giving away all of our information here. Oh, you have it.
I have it. Yeah.
Oh, but you have it the same place I have it.
Right, but I'm just not. I'm just on that screen. That's all.
Yeah, me too. Okay, here we go. I'll share mine.
Fine. Yours is better than mine, I guess.
Well, no, you'll see why. You might see why. If I can find the doggone share button, here we go. Mine is just a little different. You might not be able to see it. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. Can't see it. So I'll share yours.
Okay. And
By the
let
way,
me.
it don't matter. We could listen. People that are going to be listening to this on the podcast, they're not going to see this anyway. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't really make a difference right now. But basically, Bryson Stott is second in vote getting right now at second base. I think that's amazing. How do I get this doggone thing out of here? There we go. I think that's amazing. Bryce Harper's third in voting at first base. Alec Bohm is second in voting in at third base. What? What is going on? Trey
So
Turner. Trey Turner has up until recently has been decent, right? But he's fourth right now in shortstops. He's the fourth leading vote getter of shortstops.
as
Kyle
well.
Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber will probably be the second designated hitter. Ain't no way he's beating Otani in vote getting. Otani already has over 1 million votes. Schwarber ain't passed. Brandon Marsh, who's having a great season right now, is the third leading vote getter in the outfield. I find that interesting. I mean, these are early numbers. These are the first leak, early numbers. But when you look at these numbers, Miguel, and I'm not just the number, just the place of where they are. Like, is there anything that surprised? Like the Stott thing surprised me. The Bohm surprised me. What is there anything that stands out to you as surprising or unbelievable?
Honest. I mean, the Bohm one is surprising, especially because he got off to such a horrid start, and the fact that he's above Nolan Arenado, who's better than him defensively and doesn't have all the human problems that Bohm apparently is going through off the field.
We assume.
We assume, yeah. But other than that, there's no big surprises. I would even
Do you think it'll hold up?
let's see. All-Star game is what, almost a month away?
About a little less than a month away.
A little
Few
less than a
days
month.
short.
I mean, he's
No,
behind.
You know what? Maybe 14, 15, 16. It's a month. No, I think it's a month and a day away. It's about a month away.
So Bohm is 600, almost 600,000 votes behind Max Muncy at third base. I think he's the only one that's like that far behind. So I don't know. I don't think maybe Bohm doesn't get in. I don't think. I don't see how.
Arenado's right there.
I don't see how Bohm gets picked above Arenado. I know if, especially from a national voting, a nationwide voting, because if baseball fans that are watching baseball now are saying that Alec Bohm is better than Nolan Arenado, baseball's in trouble.
Here's what I say. I don't think Bohm gets in over Arenado, but here's what I will say. Here's what Bohm's shot is. If the and I don't know if the Phillies have more nationally televised games between right now and um whenever voting All Star voting closes, if they have more nationally televised games than the Diamondbacks, Bohm gets in. I,
And
and I think like just off name recognition alone, to me, Arenado gets in. But
mhm.
if I think if people are watching Bohm and they see him perform and he shows up, then I think he gets in. That's just
and
Marlon
yeah,
says Bohm is no All Star.
yeah, because even I'm looking at the numbers and Arenado, they Bohm has 9, Arenado has 8 home runs, 38 RBIs for Bohm, 31 for Arenado. Bohm is batting 223, Arenado's batting 235. So they're stat wise, they're actually pretty close.
So then it comes down to name recognition, and to me, I think Nolan Arenado holds more name recognition to me than Alec Bohm.
Mhm. And
Although,
you know,
Bohm has made an All Star. Didn't Bohm made the All Star game a couple of years? They had like seven
one
guys in the
time
All Star.
also, yeah.
Bohm has been in the All Star game before, so he is. People have heard his name.
Arenado
Bohm,
has
if
been to 8 All
you're
Star
not,
games.
well, he won't be invited to the home run contest. Kyle Schwarber, you stay your ass out of there too. Marlon says our starters are Sanchez, Schwarber, and Marsh. Only thing is, I don't know. I don't know if Marsh is having an All Star season. I don't know if Marsh. That's gonna be a tough one, man. That's gonna be. But there's a lot of outfield, so Marsh probably does get in there if the voting holds up. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, if he keeps playing the way he's playing, there's no doubt in my mind he gets in. So those are the interesting things. You have one more thing you want to say about this before we move on?
I think Wheeler should get a nod. His ERA is only 2.1, and then Johan Duran, our closer, should get in. If for
How
nothing
many
else, he has a
starts?
really cool entry.
How many starts does
Say
Wheeler make
again.
this year? How many starts does he have?
Let me see. He has 10. So he's 6-1 with a 2.01 ERA.
How many starts does Sanchez have? About 13, 14, 15.
Mm, once my computer catches up, I'll tell you.
Marlon says if Marsh is not starting, he'll be a reserve. Yeah, I don't think Marsh starts. Well, there's
Oh,
three
yeah.
outfielders.
Nah,
He could.
he's not starting. There's so many good outfielders in the National League for him to start. Christopher Sanchez has
You got to
15
remember
starts.
he's having a great season right now. His
He's,
name is out.
he's, he won't. His name's out, but he won't start. I don't see how he starts.
I just
I
told you
don't.
how. What did you say about Sanchez? I'm sorry. How many does he have?
15 starts, so 5 more than
Five
Wheeler.
more. Okay. So Wheeler missed about 5 starts this year. Um, yeah, Wheeler's having a decent season too. Quietly, I mean, he did get shelled against. He has his games. Right, he has one game a month usually, or one game every other month where he gets shelled. I think it was a
Mhm.
couple of weeks ago he got shelled. So, um, yeah, Wheeler, yeah, I can see Wheeler getting there. Actually, the way I don't know because Sanchez has been really getting the attention. Phillies pitching wise, Sanchez got a lot of attention. He made a lot of noise this year. He had that 50 some odd inning streak of not giving up a hit. I'm serious. Ooh, no, that's not us. Not giving up a run. Sorry about that. So Sanchez gets in.
Yeah,
I have no doubt in my mind. Sanchez gets in.
he may start.
Sanchez may start, and
He may start. Though.
he may start He may start just for the simple fact that the game's in Philly,
Makes sense to me.
which I think I'm going to go down to Fan Fest. You know, remember last time? Do you remember they had that Fan Fest? I think I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna see
Because you wanna conquer the batting machine that struck you out
I
that whole
do,
week.
I do. I do, and I think I want to take my fungo. I need a lighter bat. Take my fungo bat.
Is it at the convention
Yeah,
center?
fungo's down there.
Is it at the convention center or down at the sports complex?
I believe it's at the convention center. I think that's what I read. It's at the convention center. I think it starts the Thursday before or the Friday before. I can't remember, but it goes until I think the day of the game. So hey, come down to the convention center when the fan fest happens. Y'all come holler at me. I'm a baseball personality. Come holler at me. I'll sign the autograph. Um, you have a video for us. Am I correct?
Sure. Since this is in honor of you finally
Me? Why?
downloading the show 26 and just showing.
Like 3 weeks ago.
I know, but I was going to show this last week, but things happen. The funny thing about this video is that it shows a whole bunch of weird glitches. The only glitch that I experienced was that one home run glitch where it was like 188 feet and it went ping and then it was called a home run in foul territory. That was the only glitch I ever experienced. All the other glitches that you're about to see, I have not experienced, but I can understand can be frustrating.
All right, let's see. Let's see what you got for me.
I mean, this guy. Where did Jorge just throw up? I'm out! Jorge misses the ball, right? And then he pops a squat in 5 milliseconds! He throws nothing back to the pitcher. Ball is rolling by the umpire's foot. And then Jorge appears back here. My runner is... What? What? What is this? What is he doing? What is he doing? Oh my God, look at his hips. He is floating across the field. Oh, he's floating.
Get up the middle, please. Belted, and that makes no sense. Look. I understand that we're getting belt to ass. This dude has 11 runs. I think it's 11-3. I don't even know the score anymore, bro. This is a routine ground ball. What on God's green earth is Matt Olson doing, bro? What on God's green earth is Matt Olson doing? Look at this. He could have caught the ball and ran there, even though he didn't go and cover it. Welcome to it. Bro, Ellie is unreal, dude. What is Matt Olson doing? That's the second time tonight he's on crack. Bro, Ellie literally sprawled out every inch of his body, no diddy. Every inch on his ass. Bro, what is Matt Olson is banned. He's out.
The hell was going on there? See, that's why you don't need to spend all the money on the game all early. They need to knock them glitches out.
But I have
Hard money on something that's going to do stuff like that.
I have not experienced any of those glitches.
Me either. I guess you didn't want to mention that I beat you the other day. 2-0.
Fake news.
Oh,
I
really?
got to bet. I have better squad now.
Yeah, better squad then.
I was off. I beat you the second game though.
We never finished the second game.
What happened to the second game?
You, I paused it and my time ran out, and you forfeited.
Oh, dude, because you kept pausing the game. Like,
I told you what I had going on.
what, you had like 5 DoorDash orders or whatever.
I had one, but it was good, and I was eating it while we were playing. I didn't want to get sauce on my controller, so I had to pause and wipe my hands off. And then you forfeited me. Like you didn't know who I was.
Well, but so technically that's a win because I decided not to wait for it. No, because I think you paused like four times. The next time that you paused, I was actually going through the menu, and then the message came up, and I hit the button that I didn't want to hit, and that's why. That's all right. We'll have a rematch, and then once you get the streaming thing settled, then we can finally go back to having our.
So okay, so let's talk about that because that will lead me into why the show starting late was 37.7% your fault,
What?
and the rest percent mine. So you talk about the streaming thing, and well, I'll make this quick because our viewers have not tuned into this to hear about my streaming issues. Feels like there should be a pause in there somewhere. But so what I did, because Miguel has been pressuring me to get the streaming situation situated, I decided to bite the bullet and do what I didn't want to do. And I reconnected my Xbox to the computer, which I'm looking at right now. And in doing so, I guess when I moved some stuff around, a cord came out. I only know that because I heard the computer make the little noise when you plug something in or unplug something, the little noise right there. But I didn't know what got I got so much stuff here plugged in. I had no idea what got unplugged or where. So as we get ready to start the show, Miguel was waiting for me backstage, and my camera wasn't working. So what I was trying to basically I was trying to see the camera was plugged in, but some stuff wasn't plugged in. And while I was checking stuff, a power cord came out that made everything just go crazy. So then that's what made the show start late. And it's 37.7% Miguel's fault because had he not been peer pressuring me to get the streaming situation situated, I would not felt pressure to put the Xbox back on the computer. Therefore, nothing would have became unplugged and we would have started on time today.
Dude, had you been on top of this since the original challenge in January, then this would have been negated.
There's more. There's more. What I found out is the game blocks your streaming or remote, whatever it is. The game blocks it because people have been cheating, which I didn't know about.
How have they been
I have to
cheating?
go onto these websites to see if if there's something that I'm doing wrong or what the case may be. Because what was happening was I was streaming because when I was testing, I was streaming it, and I couldn't do certain things in Diamond Dynasty, and I couldn't play a game. I tried to play a ranked game, a regular rank, and I couldn't do it. My controller wouldn't work. And even when I did the home run derby, I was able to get into the home run derby, couldn't swing the bat. When I turned off the stream, the remote play, whatever it is, everything worked just fine. weird. It was weird. I had Kyle Schwarber, I was in the home run derby. I was ready to go. Could not swing the bat.
But don't they like there's a whole bunch of live game streams on like Twitch. Why would it work on
But
there?
the question is, so that's why I have to look because I want to
Okay.
see what what mode they're playing.
I guarantee you have to probably pay extra to do it.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Paying for enough stuff in my life, I ain't paying extra after I already had to pay for the damn game.
Touche.
Got to pay for the online access. Got to pay for the game. Got to pay for the internet coming into your house. You ain't gonna have me paying another bill just so other people can watch me play. Y'all can kiss my natural black ass. That's what I'm gonna say.
So, real quick, one of the issues we have on our team is that there's like 12 guys that their names are like closely related. Like we have like 4 Kais and like a Mason and a Chasen and da da da. Da. But I did want to give a mention to his name's Mason Clash, and he made probably one of the best diving catches I've seen. And he did it last night in the All-Star game. It was a humpback liner over the third baseman's head, but it was like right on the line in foul territory. And he fully extended, made the catch. Would have been on ESPN and would have been on this show, and probably would have got a million hits had it been recorded. Of course, nobody recorded it, not even on Game Changer. So, but the play lives in all of our hearts and all of our minds.
So
Mason
it didn't
Clash.
really happen, right?
Huh?
I said so. It didn't really happen.
Oh,
I
it
had
happened.
him in the championship series back when little kid, little league, or whatever. One person did record it. I did have it on tape somewhere. I don't know where it is today, but it was on tape. But I can't prove it because it don't have it. But what I can tell you is I was in the 4th grade. I hit the ball from. Well, you don't know it as Penwood East. You might know it as a 9th grade academy, whatever. You know where the baseball field is between. I hit it from there to the wall of the gym or whatever. And it was a grand slam in the championship. We took the lead. Anyway, I just want to toot my horn. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's move on real quick because Miguel stumped me today. But I just want to just some quick mentions. Not going to put too much time on it. Congratulations to the New York Knicks as they won the NBA Finals. They beat the Spurs 4-1. The Spurs, in my opinion, really showed their youth in this series. And hopefully for their sake, they'll be back because I feel like they hopefully learned a lot. I don't want to say anything bad about the coach, but I feel like had Greg Popovich still been the coach of the Spurs, they would not have lost that series. I'm just saying. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think they would have lost that series. Marlon said, Eagles, would you trade for Max Crosby? Nah, I wouldn't.
Nope. He's got too many neck tattoos.
I wouldn't trade for him. We got quite a few. He's a linebacker, right? We got quite a few linebackers.
He's a linebacker pseudo edge rusher, which we already have. We have Nolan Smith. We got Jalen Hicks, and then we have the guy Greenwich or Greenfield from the one that we signed from Minnesota.
From the Vikings, yeah. No, I wouldn't go after him. If anything, I'd go get Nakobe Dean back. But
you know what though? You know why I wouldn't get Nakobe Dean?
Injury.
He's injured, but he's injured now. He's injured again.
That's the only reason he's not an Eagle because of the injuries.
Right.
That's the only reason.
When he's healthy, man.
When he's healthy, he's great.
He's an awesome linebacker, but he can't stay healthy.
When he's healthy, he's great. It's kind of like was it Jordan Hicks?
Yeah,
Jordan Hicks was great when he was healthy. He was great.
But he like Jordan Hicks would always get like something blown up, like his pec or his lat. Like he would get muscles that would explode.
I'm going to miss the way N'Kobe Dean would just blow up the running back when the running back was staying. Oh man, I'm gonna miss that. I hope
Right.
he does that to us, but man, I used to love seeing that. Um, the Sixers hired Mike Gansey as their president of basketball operations. Right?
Wasn't he from
But
Cleveland?
yes, he
Okay.
came. He was with the Cavaliers. I say the Sixers need to probably consider firing him already. They need to consider firing him already. Why you laugh? Well, go ahead and ask me why.
Well, if I'm looking at if it's based off of his profile pic, absolutely.
It's not. It's not.
Who's wait, let me see something. How old is he?
Doesn't matter. You stay focused. Stay focused here. Stay with me.
He's 43 years old and he's wearing his hair like a spiked up 13-year-old in middle
Well, it
school.
wasn't
Sorry.
like that last night. Pause. He was at the Phillies game last night, and he was on the broadcast. They had him and Coach Nick Nurse. Okay, they were speaking to him in the fifth inning, leading into the fifth inning. Miguel, if I told you Mike Gansey, president of basketball operations, broke up Jesus Lazardo's no-hitter last night, would you believe me?
I have a feeling, yes. I will believe you.
Good, because he did. Mike
And how
Gansey
would-
broke up the no-hitter.
and how would you per se he did that?
So when they introduced them on the broadcast, they said, we got Mike Gansey, president of basketball, Auburn, Nick Nerd, blah, blah, blah. The first thing out Mike Gansey's mouth was, and we still got the no-hitter intact. Miguel, less than 5 seconds later, the first hit. Basically, right after he said that, the Marlins got the first hit of the game.
So you know what that means, right?
What's it mean?
The Sixers are officially screwed for the next 10 years.
What did I say? They need to fire him. I'm never, me. I'm not a guy to be like, yo, I don't want to see people lose their job. But come on, Mike. Come on, man.
That is definitely a Josh Harris hire.
Look, listen. Maybe people outside of baseball don't know, right? But Mike Gansey is not outside. He knows something about baseball. He's not clueless about baseball. You know how I know, Miguel?
How's that?
Because the first thing out of his mouth when he got on the broadcast was the no-hitter is still intact. If you don't know anything about baseball, you're not going to know that. You're not going to pick up on that. You're not. If you don't know anything about baseball, you don't even know what a hit is. Most people think a hit is when you just hit the ball. People think if you hit, some people that don't know baseball will see a ball get hit foul and think it's a hit. No, a hit is a base hit. Marlon says, I hope he's not around that long. His first accomplishment is to trade Joel. If he can do that and get something for him, which if they were to get something for him, whoever trades for him and they actually get whoever is the general manager that Joel Embiid gets traded to, if that happens and the Sixers get something like real worth it, that general manager should probably be fired. And Miguel, I'm a Joel guy. I'm a Joel Embiid guy. If Joel Embiid gets traded and the Sixers receive something of value, real value, that will make them better the moment the trade is made, that other general manager needs to be fired. Put it to you like that. Put it to you just like that. And with the Mike Gansey becoming the president of basketball operations, Jameer Nelson, Chester native, St. Joe's product. it was promoted to vice president of basketball operations, and he is replacing, excuse me, Elton Brand, who was in that for quite some time. Now, you wanted to talk about Jeff Lurie. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you have that floor.
Well, this is just a brief mention. We can kind of talk about it over the course of time. But I was reading a little tidbit today that Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, turned 75 in September. And there's Eagles insiders that are speaking praise of his 31-year-old son, Julian Lurie. So there's rumblings of a possible takeover once Lurie kind of hangs it up, and rumor has that there's been talks of that. I want to say the last couple of years, his son has been involved in more of the little day-to-day things of the organization, and they say he's pretty innovative, pretty smart, but that, that could, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, are the cheesesteaks better at the venue?
Have something to do with them or something?
Right,
or didn't the Giants have a suggestion they didn't take it and it backfired on them or something?
Say that again?
Didn't the Giants owner's son suggest something and they didn't do it, or something crazy?
The Giants owner's son suggested to get it was a draft pick that they could have got that actually wound up either winning the Rookie of the Year, because and I think this was after the whole Saquon thing broke down.
Right.
Oh, who was the
after
player?
that or just before it? But yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, it doesn't really matter to the Giants, so it really doesn't matter. Nobody cares about the Giants. It's like the Mets. Nobody cares. Right. And real quick mention, because I don't know I don't know if you guys are getting any of the experience down there in Baltimore. I mean, in
Baltimore, having big fun.
But in Philadelphia, they're having World Cup games, and World Cup was it Sunday evening, I think. Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, there was a World Cup game in Philadelphia, first time ever. And it was Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, versus Ecuador. And Ivory Coast won. And it was a party. But it's pretty dope to see. They changed all the names of the stadium, so Lincoln Financial Field is not called the Link or Lincoln Financial Field right now. It's known as Philadelphia Stadium, which brings me to a gripe, Miguel.
Uh-oh.
And here you have Philadelphia Stadium. Kansas City, you have Kansas City Stadium. You got Dallas Stadium, Houston Stadium, LA, and all like that, right? Chicago or wherever it is. But in the Meadowlands, you have New York, New Jersey Stadium. Here's my gripe. Why New York? Why does New York have to be involved in that?
Because you can see New York from across the river.
Well, then I thought about that. If that's the case, why isn't it Philadelphia Camden Stadium?
Because that sounds scary in itself.
Philadelphia Wilmington Stadium.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, it's...
Why does New York have to... It's not in New York. It's not in New York.
I've said that. I've been saying this for decades, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, that's it. That's all. It's not in New York. Why is the name New York even associated? And no offense to New Yorkers, but I mean, to me, it's just common sense. Why is New York? They're not in New York. They're in New Jersey.
Yeah, and I think the argument against that is that it's you're representing the dominant community. So even though that the Meadowlands is in New Jersey, New York foot the bill for most of the build there, but it's
That
merely a New York.
is that to me, what you're saying matters more so for the Giants and the Jets.
Right.
This is FIFA. There's no home team,
Right.
nothing like that. It's why is New York involved in that? You want to
It's
have a
New
New
York.
York stadium? Put a game in New York.
In theory, yeah.
Put a game in New York. I mean, I guess they don't have a football stadium. Buffalo. Oh, They're building a new one. Actually they're opening.
It's opening, yeah.
They're opening a new stadium this year.
The-
Anyway,
and the- yeah. But I have a bigger gripe.
oh, let's hear it.
I can show it to you better than I can explain it. I have two big gripes.
All right. Well, why you get that together? Marlon said, "Agree, Coach Justin. New York shouldn't be mentioned." He said, "If I'm a New Jersey official, I'm not allowing it."
It comes down to dollars and cents. Who brings in more? It's the
I
area that brings
guess.
in.
I guess. I mean, like, probably.
Listen, I have issues with FIFA as an organization.
I want you to tell me your gripe because I have another gripe, and I'm hoping your gripe is my gripe. But go ahead.
All right. So this is part one of the gripe. Post the picture, please.
All right, hold on. Goose wants to know who owns the stadium. I don't know.
Jeffrey Lurie.
Jeffrey Lord. What's the middle name? All right, hold on. Which one am I putting up? I'm putting up the diagram here.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
This is my gripe, and this is gripe number one, and this is across all sports. Like, I get that this is a global event, but $2,000.
So let me ask you this: Is this what's it called? Aftermarket or second hand? What's it called?
Oh, the aftermarket. Yeah, you got it right. The aftermarket
It's the
ticket
aftermarket
sales.
prices.
The secondary market sales.
Somebody making bread.
No, it's not. This is actually the cost of the tickets. It's not. This is even before it hits the secondary market.
Wow, they
So
master prices or whatever.
or whatever, right? So,
What?
but I think the
Master
even
price for one seat?
Mhm.
One seat cost that?
One seat.
Yeah, I won't be at none of them games.
But I mean, if you look at the there's two things which adds to my second gripe. Let me remove that one and post this one. All right. All right. You see the two numbers there at the bottom?
Yep.
So it's $150 to park. The most I ever paid to park in a Philadelphia venue was $40.
Mm-hmm. And that was
it-
for a football game, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Because baseball is like 20, 25.
Right. 150 for a car, right? And you see that number at the bottom, $600 is for an oversized vehicle. And if you look at the stadium, the tickets sold out, so
Packed.
And I saw a video of the entire art museum literally encased with it was like 10, 15,000 people all dressed in yellow for Ecuador.
All the Ecuadorian fans. All the
Yeah.
Ecuadorian fans. Now, with that, they didn't know, Miguel. They didn't know that if you come to the Rocky statue and you put your jersey on Rocky, that's the kiss of death. They didn't know. They didn't know what the Vikings found out. They didn't know what the 49ers found out and whoever else. They didn't know.
Right.
Because then they went into the game and they got beat by Ivory Coast. Now, your gripe wasn't my gripe. Okay? And my gripe might go. And let me put this comment up before I go into the gripe real quick. Marlon said no money should go to New York for the games, but by putting their name on the stadium, it may allow them some money. Probably. I'm sure. I'm sure New York's getting some money. I'm
It's
sure they're
all
getting some money
about the Benjamins.
because at the very least, a lot of them fans are probably staying in New York. Like they're probably, you know what I mean, Airbnbs, hotels, whatever. They're probably staying in New York. Um, but my other gripe, here's another gripe. And for people, and I am a what they call it, a common fan for soccer. Is the
Mhm.
common fan? Is that what the term is?
Sure.
I'm not a heavy soccer. I don't have a favorite soccer player right now. I don't know who's the best team in the Premier League. I don't even know who's the best team in the MLS. Okay. But I will enjoy a soccer game every now and then. I didn't, but when I worked in TV, I was forced to watch soccer games because I worked some soccer games. So I had to watch and I acquired a respect for the game on television. Okay. Now, people may not know this, okay? But soccer, Premier League soccer, international soccer, MLS soccer, there are no timeouts. Each half is 45 minutes plus, okay? No timeouts, no commercial breaks, okay? Miguel, I don't know if you've watched the game. Have you watched a World Cup game since it started?
Say that again?
Have you watched a World Cup game since it started?
No.
So this year in the World Cup, they have something called a hydration break. Okay. At about 22 minutes in, let's just call it 25. 25 minutes in and 66 minutes or something like that. Um, they stop the game for like 6 minutes or whatever it is, and they're calling it a hydration break. Now, right. Thank you. Um, of course, what they're doing on TV is going to commercial and paying some bills. But my gripe is you've changed the whole landscape of how the game is played for some corporate dollars. Now, something that somebody told me was I think they were watching the game on Telemundo or one of them Spanish stations. They didn't go to commercial. They stayed there on the game and just had, some talking. They didn't go to commercial. But all the American channels did.
Yeah, but soccer is so different globally. Yeah. The problem is like I remember in one of the course studies when I was studying at Drexel for sports management in my master's program, we were studying the marketing differences from different countries.
Mhm.
And the American market or the North American market is literally focused on the actual entertainment aspect of the event, right? But
Like
over,
now? Isn't it like now?
yeah, like now, like there's more sports enthusiasts outside of North America because they actually love the sport, they appreciate the sport, they go into the nuances, everything like that.
Mhm.
Whereas on the North American side, we've been kind of programmed to kind of make it a thing, but not the only thing. You know what I mean? Like we do want you to go to the event, but we also need you to spend money on Bud Light. We also need you to we here's some Cracker Jacks, here's some pretzels, like, and we got to bombard you. You know, you ever watch like old school games, baseball games or whatever, and you just saw the game, right? There was no pitch count, there was no balls and strikes, there was no score. You had to wait for it to flash either in between the innings or he listened to the announcer say, so you were really in tune to the game, right? But now there's so much. Go to the venue at the bank. There's always a noise going off. There's always a random person announcing, the Rolling Stones are back, and they've been revived from death again to play at the link again. You know what I mean? Like there's always an announcement. There's always something flashing or going. But if you see the games like overseas, it's literally still about the game. And I think there's more of an appreciation of all the sports like soccer, like cricket, like Australian rules football, than we appreciate here. We appreciate the event, and we're taught to like, or we're being. I don't want to use the word brainwashed, but we're more so focused on the event aspect of the
Yeah,
sport, the
they have,
actual sport.
to piggyback on what you said, they have. If you look at stadiums in the 80s and 90s, right, and then look at stadiums after 2000,
Mhm.
very different.
Very
Very
different.
different. It's more so like like you said, the game is supposed to be the entertainment.
Mhm.
But now it's more so about you have the game as entertainment, but we have these other things that entertain you too.
Mhm.
Right? Like you go to take a kid to a baseball game. You go to a baseball game at the vet back in the day. Well, no playground. You went to the game at the vet to watch the game at the vet, right? You go to game at the Citizens Bank Park. There's like a wiffle ball field. I mean, that's great for the kids and all. There's a wiffle ball field back there, playground, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna tell you right now, if my dad took me to a game back in the day and I wanted to just go play some wiffle ball or something, please, please. That's not what we came here for. We came here to watch the pros play. But like you said, it's different now.
Mhm.
It's different now. Like you have the event, but you have everything else to go along with it. And like you said, you got to buy. Prime example for me when I took my daughter to a Phillies game. Okay, now at the time she wasn't into baseball at all. I've gotten her more into baseball since then. We get there right, and I made the mistake of walking past the part of the stadium where it has all the good smelling great foods, right?
Mhm.
So we walked past the barbecue pit and all like that, right? And she wanted something to eat. All right, cool. Let's go get something to eat. Then she's like, "Oh, ice cream! I want to get ice cream." So we spent like the next 3 innings standing in line for ice cream. Mind you, I didn't say we got to our seats yet. Okay, we didn't get to our seats yet. We finally get to our seats. We were in the nosebleeds. Finally get to our seats. We watched about 3 innings, and then she was ready to go. I mean, they were losing anyway, but she was ready to go.
Mhm.
And that was the first time in my life I had ever left a game early. No, I lied. Second time in my life I had to leave the game early, but the first time I had to leave the game early is because I had to go to work. But I say that to say that now the event, the game is not. It's the main event, but it's not the only event anymore. We got to tell you the gambling lines. We got to tell you that the water ice is on in section such and such. We got to tell you scan this QR code for whatever that's on the big screen. It's not the same anymore. And I would love, just because of what you said, Miguel, I would love to go to a game in another country just to have that experience of what their experience is in other countries, especially like a premier. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, I'm scared to go to a Premier League soccer game. I've seen them videos of they be having fires and whatnot in the crowd. I don't know what they doing in the crowds over there. Fireworks in the crowd. What are they doing over there? I'm a little nervous about that.
Right.
Basketball games are ridiculous overseas. Fireworks on the inside, like craziness. Maybe I will stay here and go to games here because I know I'm somewhat safe here.
Right.
N- Notice I said somewhat. Um, but
As
anyway,
long as long as you're not in that Philly Camden Stadium.
Philly Kansas Stadium, gotta love it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
the U.S. won their opening game 4-1 against Paraguay. Um, Messi last night, Lionel Messi last night, Argentina plays for Argentina, had a hat trick. I was watching the game. He had a hat trick last night. That boy good. I'll tell you that boy good. But I was watching a and this is probably we could talk about this next week, right? This is something to think about. Europe or not European, but soccer athletes, whether it be European, African, whatever the case may be, against American athletes. Who's more athletic? We're not going to talk about it now, but just think about it. I saw this on the show last night. it got me to thinking, and there were some very good perspectives on it, and we can bring it up next week because the World Cup will still be going on, so and we'll need something to talk about. So yeah, that was my other gripe, the hydration breaks. Now, Miguel,
Sir.
you said you're stumping me today, right?
Yes, sir.
You've brought back the stump. It's been about a month and a half.
Yeah, so I figured.
Because we had a couple weeks off, more so like a month. But you said you're stumping me today, and I believe the last time you got me. Am I correct? Or it was last? No, I got.
Yes,
It
the
was
last time I got
before last.
it was Ty Wigington last time.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get that because I don't even remember his name now. Now you keep coming with people like that, you're gonna get me every time.
Okay.
Every time. So don't
Yeah.
do it. I need a chance.
So this one, I want to say should be easy for you. And if it's not, then I need to call for your immediate retirement.
Now these jerseys are not in order. Am I correct?
They are in order.
Well, what's that first one?
The 76ers.
What's the last one?
The Nets.
Oh shit. Because who I thought it was, I know who I thought it was when I didn't think that these jerseys were in order. 83, that's when the Sixers won the championship, right? 83
Correct.
or was it 82?
83.
83? Because unless no, because the person I'm thinking I know is not in that order. So they were a rookie with the Sixers, and they won the championship as a rookie with the Sixers. So what you got? The Sixers, Spurs, Knicks, Rockets, and Nets.
Atlanta Hawks and the Nets.
Mo Cheeks? Indeed. So I remember when Mo Cheeks got traded. I believe it was traded. If I remember correctly, I believe it was traded when he left the Sixers. And somebody just put in the chat Mo Cheeks. Yep, it was Mo Cheeks. I'm glad I got it before they put it in the chat because I forgot to close the chat. I remember when he got traded. I thought he got traded to the Knicks from the Sixers, but I remember when Mo Cheeks got traded. My aunt was mad, and I didn't know. Like I knew who Mo Cheeks was. I knew who Maurice Cheeks was. I knew he played for the Sixers and all like that. But I didn't. I was so young. I didn't understand the concept that he was traded and all like that. But my aunt was not happy that Maurice Cheeks had got traded. I guess that was her guy.
So he was actually traded to the Spurs.
Right, I see that. Right. I thought for whatever reason I thought he got traded to the Knicks at the time, but from your thing. But yeah, that was a good one because I was very thrown off by the. I just thought I knew who it was, and then the fact that wasn't the Rockets and it was the Hawks. That solidified it because the first person that came to mind was Moses.
But he wore number 2.
The first person that came to mind was Moses, but then it was Sixers first, and that it just threw me off. But that was a good one. I like that, Miguel. You dug into the what's it called? You dug into the abyss of the NBA, but didn't make it easy enough that like you didn't make it like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I figured it would be that the last couple teams, because growing up, I thought Mo Cheeks was a Sixer. Then he came back as a coach. Like I didn't know about. And it's funny because the year that he was traded, so he was traded for Johnny Dawkins and Jay Vincent. And then the Spurs actually flipped him that same year to the Knicks.
Knicks, yeah.
So he was on 3 teams in one season.
And none of them won the championship that year.
Nope.
No rings.
Nope. And he retired it.
We ain't won the championship since Mo Cheeks been on the team.
There you go.
And only been back once.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. We're about to do because we ain't been back. We ain't been there, 25 years? We about to do. We there 20 years. We about to do.
That ain't happening. That's not going to happen with Joel.
It ain't happened with a whole lot of people. Don't single out Joel. Didn't happen with Charles Barkley either.
Yeah,
didn't
but
happen with Stackhouse. Didn't happen with Andre Iguodala.
But Embiid. Barkley was traded, so that doesn't count.
It counts. He was here.
Yeah, but he was traded, and it was a horrible trade from a horrible owner.
So, what that goes to show you, you're not going to get the value in the NBA. But Charles Barkley was traded. Allen Iverson was traded, though Allen Iverson did get to an NBA Finals. Andre Iguodala was traded. Who else? Everybody was traded. Everybody that didn't get to the finals. Drew Holiday traded. He's a 2-time champion now. Everybody got traded. Everybody got traded. Except Joel Embiid. So far.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I see it right now, you might as well play out the contract because you're stuck with him. You might as well be ready to play out the contract and figure out that game plan. You're probably not stuck with him. Like, there's somebody that will take him. You're not going to get the equal compensation. Or you're not going to get skill. You're not going to get the same type of skill. And I'll be honest with you, Miguel.
Mm-hmm.
While you say the Sixers ain't winning one with Embiid, I would also say right now they ain't getting the one without Embiid either. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? They not getting to a finals without Embiid. The way the team is currently constructed. Ain't no way. They don't beat the Celtics without Embiid. Guarantee you that.
But again, we're talking about a second round exit for what, the 12th straight year?
Okay, but that's not what we're talking about. You said they're not going to win one with Embiid, and I say they're also not going to get to one without Embiid. You have to get rid of everybody and build around Maxey and Edgecombe. And start from scratch. And I'm not prepared. I'm not ready to go through a process again. I watched the process games. People made fun of me. My mother-in-law made fun of me for watching the process games. My wife talked about me for watching the process games. So they're rooting for the Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. I was still a Sixers fan during the process.
So you thought that they would repay you?
No, I didn't think that, but I thought that they would. I thought that they would be better than they have been. I thought they would be better than the results that we've gotten, just like everybody else. Nobody during the process was like, yo, this team is only going to get to the second round for the next 12 years. Nobody thought that. Even in the first couple years of getting to the second round, nobody was like, yo, we're only going to get to the second round. Nobody.
I said that 3 years in a row.
Yeah, the last 3 years in a row.
Right, because
Not the first 3 years in a row.
I mean, because there was more, Embiid wasn't as injured, and a couple of the seasons you had Jimmy Butler, so there was more promise.
But even with Jimmy Butler, we still didn't get out the second round.
Right, because he was a rental for half a season, and then you decided, because what you're saying, it eliminates. It's almost like you take you. I don't want to get into a Sixers argument because the Sixers are stupid. They're a stupid franchise. Harris is a stupid person.
I understand what you're saying about Harris, but I really don't even put him in the equation. I mean, you have to because supposedly he's making certain decisions. I don't feel like he's making any decisions, to be honest with you. I really don't think he's making decisions. He might make a decision here or there, but he's not really. I think he's got people for that.
He's the Nick Sirianni of all the owners in Philadelphia.
It's that bad analogy because Nick Sirianni has a championship and has been to 2 in 5 years.
Which is true. I just meant as far as like he's not even like a Delco douche. He's like a
You talking about Josh Harris?
Yeah.
Josh Harris is the Mark Zuckerberg of sports owners. What I mean by that is like he like you got the money and you have something special, you own something special, but really nobody cares about you. And I don't mean that personally, but like nobody really cares. Nobody cares about it. Like you can see Josh Harris walking down the street right now. Oh, Josh Harris. No.
Well,
if you saw what was my man name that used to be the president or whatever he was when Allen Iverson and them
Pat Croce.
Pat Croce walking down the street. Yo, you see Pat Croce walking down the street today. What's up, Pat?
He would walk up to you.
He would. You see Jeff Lurie walking down the street today. What's up, Jeff? I don't know who owns the Flyers anymore. I don't know. I guess maybe they own
Comcast Spectacor. Yeah. It's still Comcast.
Who owns this Phillies?
They
can knock on my door. I wouldn't know.
John Middleton.
Yeah. I don't even know what he looks like. But Josh Harris, yeah.
Middleton looks like he looks like a strung out banker. Like a third cousin to Steve Jobs or something.
Could be. Never know. Could be. Well, look, you got any last? Oh, you know what? No, you got any last words before you get out of here?
You first.
Huh?
You first.
Does that mean you're trying to find the last word?
I had it queued up, but then yeah. You first.
Because my last word is equivalent to your first word.
Whatever that means.
You'll see when I say it. But you want me to pop this video in or whatever it is?
Is there a video in there? No, don't worry about that one. We'll play that one next week.
All right, come on now. I gotta go work tomorrow.
So do I. Numbers don't lie, but they do tell a lot of half truths. The analytics tells us what happened, but the heart tells us why.
Well, all right. I mean, I didn't know you were going there. I thought you were looking for another video. Then you just started talking. So, but it's all good. My last word for the day. I just wanted to say congratulations to my daughter Christian, and
yeah.
They won a second national championship over the weekend down in Sarasota, Florida. The first one was the Scholastic National Championship in Tennessee, in which they won. This was more of the club, like the AAU type deal, national championship, in which they won. And what I didn't realize until like the other day is her boat went this entire season undefeated. They did not lose one race. I did not realize that until the other day. Congratulations to her and the rest of her squad and everybody that competed down at nationals. Congratulations to y'all. That's a major accomplishment. And also she's a straight A student, so I definitely want to put that out there too.
Scholar athlete, baby.
Scholar athlete, scholar, and well, I'm not gonna put that out there. Let's just say that there's interest out there. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, so look, I appreciate everybody hanging with us, and congratulations to Vision Select Academy 13U baseball team.
Stop saying academy.
I know I keep saying academy. Sorry, Vision Select. Y'all need to be in academy. Shout out to Vision Select for winning their 13U baseball championship. Y'all dominate, folks. Y'all out there crushing folks. I love it. We gonna get up out of here. Appreciate y'all hanging here in the Check Swing podcast with myself and of course my man Coach Shannon, who's down in
Baltimore, having big fun.
We gonna get up out of here. We'll talk to y'all next week here on the Check Swing podcast. Make sure you share us out with your friends and family and all that good stuff. Anything that we said on this show, if we offended you, get over it. And if there's anything that you want to comment on, you can always comment on our on the show. But what I'm going to tell you is you can comment on the on our 24-hour text line. This is what I forgot. I had the wrong damn ticker running the whole show. I just realized the damn thing said 10-7. Nobody said nothing to me. None of y'all said nothing to me, man.
And you see, I would have caught it had you allowed me to keep reading the thing.
None of y'all said nothing to me, man. Let me go ahead and close these phones out because I was surprised none of your kids called. But there you go. That's why, because I didn't have the damn phone number. But if you had any comments on what we had to say, you get us on our 24-hour text line at 484-606-6061. I'm going to say it a little slower for y'all that don't listen that fast. It's 484-606-6061. That is our 24-hour text line. Hit it up. Let us know what you think. I'll probably even respond. Catch me down at the Fan Fest when it comes time. Ask me for my autograph. It'll make me feel good. With all that being said, we getting out of here. Appreciate y'all hanging with us. Catch us next week right here, same place, same time. Peace, y'all.
Until we meet again.